One of the biggest questions that people have asked me since I started Thistle coaching is, why a thistle? And to me, it makes perfect sense, but it is kind of a fun comparison between an actual thistle. Most times when people think of a thistle or see one, their first reaction is, it's a weed. If you ask someone to describe the thistle, oftentimes they'll see it as dark, prickly, sometimes even evil, bad, invasive. There's so many harsh words used to describe it. And then when you think about how society handles a weed, what do we do with them? We pull them up, we say they don't belong here, we throw chemicals at them to kill them. And I think this is where the comparison between a weed and mental illness and how society sees it is super, super powerful. What do we do when someone gets a mental illness diagnosis? We throw chemicals at them. We try to cover it. We say that their behaviors and traits don't belong there. What is someone supposed to do when the world throws all these different circumstances at you that are difficult, confusing, overwhelming? Our minds try to protect us from it, and it starts to shut down and maybe show in behaviors that people consider abnormal. And when someone displays these behaviors, we'll do whatever it takes to try to avoid interacting with them, which creates an isolation and a separation between the person and society. And again, this perpetuates the behaviors that originally we thought were abnormal in the first place. Similar to how we treat weeds. We just try to get rid of them. We try to ignore them at best. And then we wonder why nothing gets better with the situation. And that brings me to my perspective of a thistle. I see a beautiful flower. Historically, thistles were used to stuff mattresses. They were used for warmth and for comfort back in the medieval times. When there were very few comforts around, they went to the thistle to find that kind of comfort. They're medicinal. They're used for healing. Repeatedly throughout history, you could go and find where a thistle specifically has been used to help heal. The flowers at the top of the thistle are complex and intricate and beautiful. And that's how I see so many of the people who have a label of a mental health diagnosis. Their talents and their skills and their beauty and their strength, their resiliency, they are so much like the thistle that I see, that I recognize. And that's what I want to bring to the table to share with others. I think society is really missing out by the stigma that comes along with a mental illness diagnosis. And I think if we could all shift our perspective, we could see the beauty, finding the beauty in the weeds. I think we all need to learn to do that.